Adusa heba Miss Chani adusa heba capsules.
Ma dance yeni.
Hey, enti wukwaku achinye pa na nedie. Wasese adusa heba nkonko aboboa. Wodi asasa.
Mandie, wonim bibi. Ene die for once ma jiwadi adusa heba meshana wo kanfo ma me no. Oh, ma noma di ho adanse. Miampa kane no na misisi na mentiri mu nyina twetwe me. Na me koko yade enso tete mi. Me noma adusa heba mesha yi. Ni nyina tuko. Ene ma ye free.
Adusa no yi die. Ye twode die wonim na ye nye ho achenye. Eye sisi yade ne koko aduro kase pa. Me say ekwan so kro ne adwumaden bebrebe. Sanye adusa heba mesha. Enka mewu na wonhwe. Wodo na me kra me se mebo abaso. Na nsan die. Ugina brane.
Afa eya adusa heba capsules no. Se me gina me husa me ye bema mu a.
Ajanie. Eye no krepa. Adusa nre. Obie to me numbi. Adisa apemfo. Abatan ya wo monkwada no fo. Ene wona woni mfie dumienu.
FG ahwehwe sa adwadie nkratoyi. Achia tumu se.
Free 0500 110 115 ana 055 700 9824.
Adusa heba ma dance yeni.
My mama nyina eba Pent Radio 100.1 and somewhere can edit some for some crogene and mrason say yet na say na yade so say ewia prem to breakase and some the doors so the moon akotene ebi and say Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference e de womono ato Chief Justice suspendia ya suspending no moon.
Also for one so and a show bad dear Bobre nothing so say as one nyamfo amakofi bo ache say enche bia what the medium scale mining and so ebeba
kane abatuo komisai ma me Charlotte or say akasa say penyina say ye kana asemu na wa me ma ne matri so no enche na na mamu agu
ora Jojo Pariado on the National Service Authority ano was say wonom ehwesu obetimi ayi ayensamanfo din e wo wonom nkratam nyina na wanya system papa ebeboa o mining kanko
and some way afofro pina ka ho ena wiesamufo asamo na wode amaye ne enso yatena se eda ne akire ede asomo se ewia kase wo Pent Radio 100.1
Kabra uso dio me boy chido my free newsroom sa enso so and as a okay what technical room one ma one day streaming live for Facebook at the MIA and ewie or Henry Spice as an face so or Henry on Dairy Pardon Macadam and Wafaka see who can one no NT and a baby a one at Oti and can there be a make us say and Nije will fear a yana if Rediane Nediane so be de ama mofra na face of Shenina one of any ajem dia na if you Henry Spice as an face so or Henry non Dairy Pardon Macte and when you be a day a goofy would be unwediane at the amor and nothing so busia one madama and a decasene air bro my name with your 1 year one of my enkrato ye de kase ni chumbeto aso enche
Midofo a minnu ho agro na say die waduane ne gya no ayesronko
ani omura Ohinere spices abefi aduane de ayesronko Ohinere chicken seasoning so wototo wochi ana wo ye akokọ nam ho bibia fakakra som
froye no
Ohinere stew seasoning no be manageta
jollof no
Ohinere jollof seasoning ma muhwam ni odew mu odew
fried rice no kra die
Ohinere fried rice seasoning e ma me fredwa frede aponchin kakra no me de Ohinere go seasoning na ye asam no me se mira Ohinere seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke ka amunsu ye de aduane ne hwam ne me de no ubedie dibio enti obapa Ohinere spices abama yen aduane no aye de efise ne die ne nso aye de
Ohinere spices e de ye
e wodwa hodromu eto phone for 020 080-780-5398 and 0244-525908. FDA Aji Ejodian Kratui Atum.
Abusia ya mama koba na ewie akenkanfo ayatena se na ensem ne munche mu yade somo no me mame adwo ahenkra kachire ena
Ohiniba nyako.
Afe ensem no enche mu enie. Mampanyin John Dramani Mahama ebeje abenwa kase no na wabetena so se na mampanyin anche bia ena nipakuo bi adekrata tententen ekoma ne se Chief Justice Mame Gertrude Tokono ne niama bi a woye no ene atemuo na mamra no ebobra etinkabe ya mampanyin enye ne dibre no emfri ne nsem na mampanyin ede ma committee se wo mo enhwehwemu enmam so ema ne ka kire Mame Tokono se na dwuma no ontwen sensen kakra na ja won suspending na dwuma ne kakra na enhwehwemu no ento enkoso eno achi no Mame di nsem bi betu dwa se agegefo a wo mo edi na asem no kra no won hyeda eni gidie eni awrehwemu ewo wo mu ena wasa tabira asem no akwakopie mu ewo ECOWAS court se Ghana fo krampo mu di na asem no no ankasa ni moja no wonyu mu ni enti ECOWAS fo enka bi emfa ema no na yeda sori ye no Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference edo ma no ato ensemu we mu bia wo mo chemche se ekoba ne sa na ekamia ye se ya jejefo no wo mu ntimi eni asem ana wo mu ntimi ni wo mu duma kwantankore
small scale mining and nothing so large scale mining ye ni medium scale and nti emra won dane ani mining act no samre de enche bia wo be pound to pound to mawia medium scale mining what the eno so ebeba sadia ebeya eno so beboa na ameye ho sunsuno ya eda fam gudie ni tuo emu na yetimi so abu ho akonta yie.
Some significant changes that we are pursuing is one, to drastically reduce the number of years that prospecting licenses are held for from perpetuity to a defined minimal period, reducing the upper limit for number of years for the grant of a mining lease from 30 years to an agreed period, obviously very reduced years. 3, abolishing development agreements and enforcing the signing of community development agreements, imposing a rate of an agreed percentage of gross revenue from the sale of minerals to fund community development projects to help fast-track the development of mining communities. These transformational changes will see the accelerated development of our mining communities. We are also introducing a three-tier mineral rights regime by including a medium-scale mining. As we speak, we have only small-scale and large-scale. We are also working to reduce the upper limit for stability agreements from the current 15 years to allow for capital recovery for huge investments only, or abolishing it altogether. Under the leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, and with extensive stakeholder engagements that include traditional authorities, civil society groups, academia, government is committed to ensure that the review of the Act corrects the imbalances of the past and secure a brighter future for the benefit of all Ghanaians.
Ono for amakofibo wa mano anso no mo na wasan eto aso kire say small scale mining license be say apem ene ahanu ne aduoso enwotwe 1278 a wode ema ye ebra ye to abawi e besi na wonom ye nhwemu na emu ahenkro ene enso 970 egunhwemu apono so a wanhwe yi a omanfo wonom ekita sa license ne ye beje anase betwitwa sa license nim. Ononyafo amakofiboa.
In the fight against Galamsey, it must be noted that 55 small-scale mining licenses issued during the transitional period were revoked at the beginning of the year. Additionally, 907 out of 1,278 licenses, and these are small-scale mining licenses, are now under review for possible revocation due to irregularities identified by the Small-Scale Mining Review Committee, chaired by my able Deputy Minister. A similar exercise is currently ongoing to review large-scale mining licenses to ensure compliance. These measures are all aimed at sanitizing the mining sector to ensure transparency and sustainable operations. In collaboration with other agencies including the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Armed Forces, and the National Security Secretariat, and I must say that I've had a full cooperation of our various sector ministries, and I want to take the opportunity to thank them for their cooperation, including the Attorney General. 425 excavators and other machinery have been seized. We have also made 1,345 arrests nationwide since we started, and prosecutions are steadily progressing. I believe that the Attorney General will speak to these prosecutions and give us an update when he takes his stand.
Na chasa nensam no ankontabuo na no obo ne tofa na excavators be se ahena 400 de ene infidi akeka ho na so ye no na fen so bambofo adaroma wono matimi asisi ni nyina ensem ni bi ewo Attorney General ne ensem ese woye nhwemu na wono ma wasi ade omko gina mrani mu no yede wono makonti wo hwe ni mu se Attorney General idru ne so kontabuo series mu a wo beka eho asem ene ononyamfo Emmanuel Amakofiboa
Kane abatuo komisan Era Charlotte osai oraire no na wakasa ne nsem a wo ka nyina da ne sem se ye opanyini anaye mo dobre bi na wusuro na wo mpese ye beka wo asem no so kra na nya asem a ede nko a na emom asem bone wo mpese ye beka bia fa wo a wo mamuo no enche de wo twasa no wanim se na chi achia enti wo ye niema bi na enkoyi a wono mo wachi no na ebehu se enkoyi na ye tia wo na so am wani aba ho so ensem we wadi tudwa wo bra na wo kasa ewo Atamils Memorial Lecture na wo chire mu echese mampanyin dada a wanya ne ba bi ko John Evans Fifi Atamils wo bomode pa na ho brase ene na ho fama onyama Ghana fo no na echenkuri.
His humility was not weakness, it was strength under control. This humility was evident in his famous declaration that I have always said that I will be president for all Ghanaians, whether they voted for me or not, and without consideration for which part of the country they come from. These were not mere campaign promises. They were the words of a man who truly understood that leadership is service and not privilege. His approach to leadership emboldened me personally on 2 occasions to tell him while he was president that I thought a decision he took was wrong, and in another case the decision was unfair because he had not listened to the other party. Typical of Prof, he took that criticism very calmly. We argued as lawyers and he told me, when you're president you see things very differently. Eventually, in one of the matters, months later I got a message from him. He said, you were right and I was wrong. That was an emotional moment for me and a great lesson in leadership. And I did learn that power that fears criticism is already bankrupt. In an era when political integrity often seemed like an oxymoron, Mills stood as a beacon of moral leadership. His integrity was not situational, it was absolute.
Alright, Charlotte Osei eye kane abatuo komisan.
Owura George Opare wono ena eda National Service Authority ano ene wone central for akasa Ghana fo nyina atibi na wode etudwa kire mu se akoye se ensamafo din a ewo National Service for wono kratem no afibia foforoba afibia ekosoro anu ntina wono ba ye no omampani mahama ehye yese wono enkonko dane wono system enuoma wode edi dwuma sadia osi ekura wono medin wono adekura den wonum konko yihwemu konko dosodosum afa system nankasa na enye wonum ne design ye enye wonum ne wosutumi ofoforo entia wose wonum eya ban dwumakoi wonum timi enya system aban ne betimi enya sutumi anasa ban nankasa bekura na de eno na wonum eye eno nti wo ye wei se de be obetimi ayi eyensamanfo din de kan ghost names ni nyina e de afri wonum payroll so anasa e de afri wonum kratamu a enkoba se wo kira bi ebetua obi eka nipa no wanya adwuma na so wanya National Service person nanso yede ne beka ensamafo ho ene de wo se enche ebetwam.
National Service has its own issues, and what I want to be remembered for is the minister who fixed the National Service problem, because this is not the first time. It happened under our watch when we were in government, had issues with ghost names. It's become like after every 8 years, the issue of ghost names do come. In 2013-2014, when the scandal broke, we fixed the problem halfway, and we didn't address it holistically. That is the only reason why in 2025 we are still talking about those names. What I am doing currently, and I'm working with the equity agencies, I'm working with the Auditor General. Even this morning I had a discussion with the Auditor General on some of the things they are uncovering. When we are done, we will put together a platform, a system that we will never have the scandal again, especially in this modern day of AI, where technology is apt and it should be deployed in a way that we shouldn't have any issues.
Ora opariado wa mano anso won mo a wode to national service fo a wonum sika emma ye anaso wonum sika aka munyina ne se wosrada obia enya akomato yam ni abotre sanse wonum system na wodane ani no eno ka ho bi enti na wonum sika ne ama wonum awia enche bia wonum sika ne nyina wonsa ebeka.
I want to assure service personnel we've held on to their allowance. We've not yet paid the allowance for last month because the president had to instruct that we suspend the metric app that we are using. And so even the app for the new postings has been suspended. We are working behind the scenes. We are developing something for the National Service Authority itself. All those apps and others were owned by private individuals. So per the contracts, the president is not supposed to hand over after 3 years to the National Service Authority. But if we do accept that, it comes with consequences. And so we are waiting on the Auditor General's reports. We are waiting on his advice. I'm not a technical person in that field. And once the advice comes, we will. But what we intend to do going forward is to let the National Service own it and establish. It's a state agency that should be able to manage its own data. And even the challenge of national data being in the hands of private individuals is wrong. So whoever signed that contract in the first place will have questions to answer. How you agree that state data, people's personal data, should be in the hands of a private individual instead of being in the hands of the state is challenging. And so once we are done, I want to assure everybody that we will get a job done.
We Ora Naso no for George Opare Ado, Minister of Youth Development and Empowerment Edma Omaigana Nene Enono.
University of Energy and Natural Resources UNE ewo sunwai na afibia wamo technology fair wamu dina fidie enche ebeba so Dr. Peter Apia Hene associate professor wasanso head of department ewo information technology and decision sciences department ewo UNE wadi afutuo akọ ama emabunu se ICT chire ewo sukumu no yemfa enhye ya adwunum se yebesua yesua ne nyina so na yedi djuma edidi djuma na aboa yen ama mampanyin policy a wode aba no yenso yenyamu chefa
OPEC department of Ghana run IT program and asset technology related program of most student population that is the bono because the department of students over 3,000 the bro region there NCBA the hub of technology in Ghana and now makonya ejumadi ayedi intino aban we and so ade say 21 million use that's 1 million coders no and now me modern bo teacher aye bono technology mo UNE ha intino aban no invite us emfa proposal amra na make input ma na ni so ade ho na nya solid enti yenso yewuru aye bre students we this year we will share that technology event you say that 1 million coders we must be to benefit now we must da action technology the Ghanaian you because Ghanaian you omu yenyoma eboa technology I will be able to see technology aba abeta eboa assist na da jumadi so technology there o person share technology and we ma me na baba UNE e ma me share technology we UNE IFM IT because technology there e course bi awo ya adwuma there only problem adwuma there only school no nya osa no adwuma and e opportunity so ma obi a we school a opekwa na we ntu kwan so Ghana na we adwuma ejiska guru betu no student o ma we school a o mo ye IT o mo we na no ma we mpo na companies wa ma no ne fa o mo ye adwuma o mo to mo fie o enso mo je dollars go mo botom eno ne akwanya e wo ho ma obi biara nti technology there ye mo bi there nti ne ya fa to ho so say ye be promote near project because I dey bit ma boa ama aban bia obeba so bia bit ma use e dey acquire unemployment.
Dr. Peter ama nensam nansoa wato so se we de ayakwanya kese pa ama asuafo moje ntete ewo UNE sanse adwumaku kese ebeba ho na afa wonum so a wo mo ankasa eye wo munyuma so ebeba eti ebema eye asuafo na kwanya ama wonum wo mo adinkita ho ebebiebie kwan ama mo nya adwuma aye
Tech fair there United fair na abetna ade de my students ni nya akwanya ema omani so ade hu fa technology ho titru IT ho no omode showcase che wi ase afa na nyina last year ye no the students ni nya akwanya ema industries ni be pick wo mu ema mu nya adwuma ye sa akwanya na ye no na ma students nya sa akwanya no ye sa adwuma through that kwa bi mu wi school na no omanya opportunity kwa ko outside akwa ye mu masters sa mu so mu ye nti tab opportunity we opportunity ya create atwa ma students na musu IT so musu ade ho no ma catch we ase afana nyina mu bi ehu de this year they na be bigger than last year they because this year they nyoma be akugu akwan mu sɛ dem kan na fo ye students o ma ye computer app sɛ bi obi ohoro so kura no betima bona mani pano edere etimi akasa wetimi aye social media blogging enti opportunity kase ema saa ye students ni nyina enti this year no yes let say be bigger actually last year they
Dr. Peter Apiahene eye associate professor ewo Junel na ne krakra mo na ora Abdullahi Ajay Zakaria waye Junel IT Student Association wa mo president ade to abanyanim so mo hia mo apa enkanka ene ICT lab na afa so no network wonsem a aye basa ewo sunwan ne so o mo nsiesie ma won
Sisi ane de no be hia ne say yen IT for na we say aban no so yasene with equipment ne nyama ye be hia e de aboama additional koso bi ti say bi aye IT lab ye equipments bi ne some models bi aye be use e de design app ne nyama ne nyina no na we be sere fi aban so e be boama ye projects na ye no e be ko wiase nyina ama obi ehunu say projects bi say na network assembly dey and also any issue because with IT we be about data we dey issue it we coding na say data nya we prepare because be app be we dey 3 days na dey sure take more days even months because of say network ni nti ye be sere aban say we twa ni embehwe sunyan na omonye bibi mfa ye network system so na me sure say minister for communication and so bano oba yes you the betuning because or in charge you the betuning na NCA for so minime e dan bia omo anem sini bi e beba around you the betu omo ni no mo so ahwe ama network issues no omo ahwe so aye ni yi amaye
Abdullahi Ajay Zakaria IT Student Association President ewo Junel
Wate eku eno eye teacher fo nkabomu ko eno ewo Doma Central na se Doma Hinkro emu na teacher fo nkabomu ko wono ba TA we Methodist Teachers Association MTA we MTA na the entire wono ma eti eku yi no very Reverend Nicholas Afrifa wono Superintendent Minister Wesley Methodist Church Doma Hinkro chira we ebeboa ama Methodist asori no one musun susuku za hodo one no one ma chire fo one matimi anya ene anasa asori betimi anya ene bi se ba ni se yensi gina ye anasa yentu anamon bia wase asa edru ba bia na one mutumi ni nyina yaje suku si one krampo na di kan sha se ansa na aban na wodane bi di ama aban na so wodane di ama aban enti aban ba be si gina bi edru ba bia wase aban na timi enso etie wonom na enso esanse wonom eni ekuo bia na wonom nkabom ko bia ni honom nti wakase du ba bia enko ba bia enu ti na wonom ati ekoye MTA
ehihia se ebeyoku ene betumi aboa yen sebeya ipebibi ewo abamu anana nam ho a yekwa na ankoye hawo bebre Methodist yebasi free local managers na omeko director bi ho no the way obesi treat wo no me wan sorry no ene di school ba Ghana ansana aban ebemu ba directors ni bebre ho a oba no person yi free mu kra ebi a emremo no esese ye school yenya Methodist no head wase me chenchira me minipa abaho kono so na abaya fan na sabi to the request bi kwa se bi anananom ne bi ahia asase bi ana problem bi na abku mu a na ye kwa na ye kuo no enwe nkoye se individual se bi asofo ana se teacher head bi na ekọ enenti na ye form sa association
na Reverend Father Kingsley Dwamna Asante Doma Central Municipal Director of Education was says ubi a wudi dwuma na se wo homa suamu won ma church wo dwuma mu won edi dwuma watu ade bi dia was CCC eno na was odidi eye dwuma ne nyina ene se was ultimi consult o corporate na fe o collaborate na se woni obi ekabom na no Reverend Father wo kire ne nsam ni mu sei
if BBCCC no consult cooperate and collaborate sa 3cc ya echire nyina ene se eba mofra no ntete